Nneoma was trouble, a whirlwind in a bright pink head wrap. Her mother, Amina, often said she was like the Harmattan wind, hot and stubborn. Nneoma rarely listened. She preferred the company of red dust and chasing chickens to helping Amina pound yams. Nneoma, Amina's voice, sharp as a weaver bird's call, cut through the afternoon. "Don't you dare go near that forest." But Nneoma's feet were already carrying her towards the trees, towards the stories whispered by the elders. The air hung heavy, thick with the smell of wet earth and secrets. Nneoma, small but fearless, pushed past the tangled vines. She was curious, a hunter drawn by the unknown. Abini village was small, cradled in the curve of a wide brown river. Life revolved around the rhythm of the sun, the stories of ancestors woven into everyday life. Obedience, respect for elders, these were not just words, but the very thread holding the village together. Children were taught young. The forest at the edge of their world, shrouded in shadow and whispers, was forbidden. It was a place of spirits, of unseen dangers lurking beneath emerald leaves. Yet, Nneoma, with the impulsiveness of youth, ignored the warnings that clung to the forest like morning mist. She had heard the whispers, of course. Elders spoke of mischievous spirits, of voices that lured men astray, of ancient magic that clung to the air. But Nneoma, ever defiant, saw only adventure. The forest floor was dappled with sunlight, a mosaic of light and shadow. Nneoma, heart thudding with a mix of fear and excitement, ventured deeper. A flash of color caught her eye. Perched on a branch, a bird unlike any she had seen before stared at her. Its feathers were the color of sunset, wings tipped with gold. It opened its beak, and to Nneoma's surprise, words tumbled out, clear as the village stream.
"The forest tests those who do not listen, little one."
Its voice was melodic, but a note of warning resonated through Nneoma. Nneoma, though taken aback, still felt the stubborn tug of defiance. She would prove them all wrong, show them the forest held no fear for her. She pushed further into the emerald embrace, the bird's warning fading into the background like a half-remembered dream. The deeper Nneoma went, the thicker the forest grew. Sunlight struggled to penetrate the dense canopy, casting long, eerie shadows. The air grew heavy, filled with the rustling of unseen creatures. My confidence, it's starting to waver. She walked for what felt like hours, each step taking her further from the familiar comfort of Abini village. Thorns tore at her clothes, and the forest seemed to press in on her, filled with whispers she couldn't understand. Fear, cold and unfamiliar, coiled in her stomach. I want to call for Amina, to feel my mother's hand in mine. Nneoma, her pink head wrap askew, fought back tears. The forest, no longer a playground of adventure, suddenly felt vast, menacing. The stories of the elders, once easily dismissed, now echoed in her ears. Exhausted and scared, Nneoma sank to the forest floor. She closed her eyes, remembering the bird's warning. Obedience, respect, these were not chains, but the very things that kept her safe, that held their village together. I understand now, these are not chains. When she opened her eyes, a flicker of light broke through the trees. With renewed determination, Nneoma followed it, hope blooming in her chest. The walk back seemed longer, but with each step, the fear receded, replaced by a growing sense of shame. I have to go back. I have to make this right. She emerged from the forest, blinking in the warm sunlight. Amina rushed towards her, relief and anger battling on her face. Nneoma, oh my child. Nneoma, humbled and remorseful, fell into her mother's arms. The forest had taught her a lesson whispered on the wind, a lesson she wouldn't soon forget.